Hi guys, it's Lynn here. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Now welcome to part 1 of my houseplant and cacti and succulent plants update. My indoor plants update. Those of you who know me know I have a large polytunnel out the back there where I overwinter the majority of my cacti and succulents, but also have the ones that are not so cold hardy inside the house, and also have a huge range of house plants. Now because I have so many plants indoors as well as in the polytunnel, I'm going to have to split this video into 4 parts. Possibly even 5 parts, I'm not sure, but this is part 1, our kitchen, because we have a lot of plants in the kitchen. So here we go then guys. I'm going to start off here, give you a little bit of a tour and talk a little bit about the plants here. Now this here is my my lovely commonly known as the umbrella plant. It's a Schefflera, and it is one of the variegated ones here, and it's got loads of new growth coming on it. Absolutely gorgeous. See little baby leaves there forming, and this is a very old plant that I got a very long time ago. Possibly this, I've got it back 15 years ago now from a car boot sale as they call them here, and it is flourishing. And I also have another one as well, a smaller one at the back there as well. And I'll just show you actually this one here as well. A few different types. And then here I have one of my Callan Montianas, mother of thousands plants. Here I have my lovely begonia here. Begonia MacLeod there, beautiful leaf variety with the lovely little spotted leaves on it. Here is one of my ferns, a Nephrolepis fern. And here I've got 2 Begonia recuvatas, a little smaller one and a larger one here. These are both, this big one here is one that my wonderful fiancé Hans brought over when he lived in Sweden, so it's quite an old plant as you can see, commonly known as the ponytail palm. And then here is a Ficus elastica plant, commonly known as the rubber plant, here doing very well, growing a lot. And then we have here in the corner on the right hand side of our kitchen here, we have a collection of a few different plants, mostly sort of Dracaenas, different varieties. Here this is the all green sort of Dracaena here, and this one here is a lovely variegated form. May not have the correct ID on all of these, but everyone knows this is one of the ones that has a lovely sort of variegated form on it there. This is another variegated one as well. This one has more lime green and the dark green variegation on it. Absolutely gorgeous, as this one has the more sort of white stripes on either side, the darker stripe in the middle. Another Dracaena there, that's one of the ones that has a lovely pink edging as well to it, another variegated form here. And then this one at the top, if you can just about see there, that's one of my begonias, or one of our begonias I say. This one is Begonia Elbow picta. And as I say, it's a bit similar to the begonia we've got here. This one has the more big white spots, very beautiful leaves. And this one here has much smaller leaves and smaller spots. I'll just show you, it's not, when the winter time it tends to have a bit more of a rest. So, but there you can see there that the leaves are lovely and spotty there. And then I have here my Pillia Peperomia, and that is doing really well there. Here needs repotting, desperate to be repotted. It's got loads of babies all growing around the bottom too. And then here is one of my Peperomias at the back. Again, it looks very similar to the Pillia, but it is actually different. The Peperomia often gets mixed up. This particular Peperomia gets mixed up with the Pillia, but they are different. Look how large the big leaves are there. And then this one here is one of my, they call it a lucky bean plant here. You can see there. Very nice. This one here is one of our Stapilias that we're overwintering here in the kitchen. This is a Stapilia Grandiflora, and here we have 2 more begonias, and these are Begonia Little Tiger. They're absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, tiny little leaves and beautiful little spotty lime green spots all on the leaves. It's a beautiful little begonia. We have 2 of these there, absolutely gorgeous. And if you want to know a little bit more about this plant, then check out the video I've made on how to care and grow the Begonia Little Tiger Leprechaun. Links up above, and do check that video out if you're interested in this little beauty. It's not an easy one to find for sale. It's quite a bit more one of the rarer begonias. And then here I have my Ficus, another Ficus here. This one is commonly known as a Ginseng Plant, a little one there. And then here I have my Slumbergera, what was a white flowering Slumbergera. It's been flowering for a couple of weeks now, and there's still more buds all forming. And what's interesting about this particular Slumbergera is that when the flowers first open, they're completely white, other than the stigma, which is always a lovely bright pink colour, but white. As the flowers start to get older, they turn almost like a very pale pink colour, as you can see here. But it's lovely to see. It's been blooming for so long. I see most of the flowers now are starting to die off now, but good to see there's more buds. It's going to be flowering and flowering. And there we go, that's there. Now I'm going to show you what we've got in our windowsill. And this is the window here, and I'll get up on a little step stool so I can see what I'm doing here. It's better for the filming. And here we have in the windowsill, we have mostly all our Euphorbia, the smaller Euphorbia succulent plants that we have overwintering here in our windowsill. It's a south-facing window, so it gets plenty of sunshine. So no need to use grow lights here. They get plenty of sun when we get it here, that is. But as you can see, it's quite a nice bright day today. And have a mixture of other different types of plants as well. We've got different selection. I'm going to talk about them now while I go here. And this is our Traduscantias here. We have some more Tradoscantias, commonly known as the air plants, in our bathroom window as well. And I have made a complete tour collection video already on these Tillandsia air plants. If you want to see a complete tour of my Tillandsia air plant collection, then do check out that video. Links will be up above, and give a bit more detailed info on each individual Tillandsia there, and a complete tour of what I've got. So I'm only going to cover this a bit briefly with the Tillandsias, but these are doing very well here. Wonderful. They seem to love it here in the kitchen window, even though it gets plenty of sun, which ideally some Tillandsias prefer a little bit more shade at times. But the ones that prefer a bit more shade, we've got in our bathroom window, although it's south facing, it's more of sort of like a frosted window, so it does shelter some of the sun out. But these ones do very well here. And as I say, do watch that complete tour collection video that I recently did only the other week, I think. So that'd be very up to date. So do check that out. So that's the Tillandsias. And here we have another big Tillandsia there, air plant. That is the Tillandsia cacticola, and that is resting on top of our lovely big Euphorbia here. And just going to, rather than go and talk about all the names, I can't always remember all the names of everyone. So this is going to be more of a little bit of a tour than anything. I'm just going to show you a little bit around here. I'm going to move the camera around the window so you can see what we've got. This is commonly known as the dead fingers succulent Euphorbia here, because it dead sticks. It looks like that. But here we've also got some more Tillandsias sitting on there as well. And here we have a selection of a few different things. Got little aloe there. This one was given to me by my friend Laura. And here, more Euphorbias. This one here is Peperomias Dolibriformis, two of these. And that was given to me by my wonderful friend Natalie as well. So Laura and Natalie, you guys have been amazingly generous with what you've been giving me. So thank you so much. And here, now more plants as well. This lovely little Euphorbia here is one that also a wonderful friend Daz and Edith gave us as well. That's doing well. And then here we've got some young little Euphorbias, although they could be very old as such because they're from cuttings. But these are so very special also because these were gifted to us from Clyde Morris, Clyde Morris in the Morris Park in the Ozarks. And Clyde, if you can see these now, these are your gorgeous little Euphorbia cuttings. You can see the new growth on them already. Loads of new growth at the top. They've all rooted really, really well. And I'll just show you there as well. And these ones at the back, rooted really well. New growth coming on them. So they're doing amazing. And also the Euphorbias here. These are also gorgeous from the... Also a wonderful friend Claire as well from Cactus Cove. So Claire, if you're watching this, these Euphorbias have rooted really well. And doing amazing here in the south-facing window in the windowsill. So thank you, Claire, and thank you, Clyde, as well. And some more little aloe from my wonderful friend Laura as well. So thank you, Laura. And also this is gorgeous as well. This is a Senecio, also from wonderful Daz and Edith. So that's wonderful to... And then this one here, whoops, is a Euphorbia Milai. It's one of the little miniature little flowering ones. There's quite a few different Euphorbia Milais and we have quite a lot of them. But this one is the particularly miniature, smaller version of the flowers as well on there. And then this one here is our white flowering Euphorbia Milai. To show that's absolutely gorgeous there. Lovely white flowering one. And then here we've got some Sansevieria plants there, more cuttings that they've rooted. These are my big Euphorbia obesas that are very, very old, but they're over 25 years old. They're very, very old. As you can see, they grow more columnar as they age. Another Euphorbia obesa then also crossed with, this one is globosa times with obesa. So that one's there. And then this one is another little unknown succulent. I've not been able to ID this, but our friend gave us this one as well, Patricia, and it's doing really well. Another Euphorbia Milai there as well. I'm just going to come down off the stall here, and we have here a little Chlorophytum, one of the little babies that I potted up, and it's starting to form little flowers and little baby plantlets, which is cute. This here is my Sansevieria, a string of hearts, and it's not really been doing too good, I have to say. Starting to pick up a little bit now, but I don't know whether it's a time of year, it's just going for a bit of a resting period. This one, another lovely Peperomia as well there, doing lovely. We've got cuttings here of epiphyllums, and they've got roots already. We're rooting them in water, doing very well there. This one is one of my Aloe Vera garters, and I have my other ones in the I have most of my aloes in the polytunnel, but I just have a few that are bringing into the kitchen just to add a bit of variety because they look nice mixed in with all the other types of succulents here, and that's doing very well there. Now here we have a mixture of Sansevierias, all these tongue twisting, a few different varieties here as well, doing very well, very lovely. And a lot of these we got from our wonderful friend Laura. So Laura, as you can see, they're doing really well. A lot of these are babies and that. Lovely one there too. And some of them we've had for a very long time, this one here. And this one, this is the good news I'm going to talk about in a minute. This one is Hansi's very, very old Sansevieria plant, as you can see. It's very tall and it is in flower bud. And look at that, guys. It is dripping with nectar, getting very, very nearly ready to flower. So very excited about that. It's going to be absolutely beautiful when she flowers. And the scent of these blooms. It's flowered before for us a couple of times since we've had this plant here, since Hans brought it over from Sweden. And it looks like it's going to be another blooming, wonderful blooms for us. Very excited. And then here I have another one, a Chlorophytum spider plant here. Another lovely little Sansevieria there also from Laura. Very lovely. And here I have some more Euphorbias, some of the larger ones that we're overwintering. We've got our very large Euphorbias out the back in the grow room, which I'm going to show you in another video. And there we go. That's Euphorbia sudanica there. And here, this is a Pachypodium palmeri. And here, this is absolutely such an old Euphorbia, and I have got the name labelled on here. This is Euphorbia polycantha, and it is a very, very old Euphorbia that I've had for a very long time, about 25 years as well there. And we have it under the grow. The reason why we have the grow lights in the corners is because there's no window here. And although they do get some natural light coming across there, the grow lights give more additional light, just enough to overwinter them. I just have the grow lights on for the same amount of day length it is naturally outside. So when it goes dark in the window, then I switch these lights off. So it's natural what they would normally be getting if they were in a window then. And to show you then the corner of the window here, all more Euphorbias, Sansevieria sansonii, and Sansevieria nilalita as well, and more variegated Euphorbias there, mammillaris, and other Euphorbias, and another lovely Sansevieria there. And then we have our lovely big Hoya linearis. And this has recently, so the lighting is not brilliant here from this angle, has recently been flowering. It had beautiful, beautiful bundles of little flowers all over it, lovely white flowers. And if you want to see what this beautiful Hoya looks like when it was blooming, only a couple of weeks ago now, then links up above to a video when it was in beautiful bloom, and you'll see how gorgeous the blooms are. So that's this side of, that's the window anyway. And now I'm going to show you the plant, two plant shelves we've got with the grow lights with all the plants on it there. Now this is the back wall of our kitchen here. We have two shelves up where we have grow lights and a selection of different house plants that seem to do really, really well. They do get a bit of natural light as well and sun that comes in from the window onto the back wall. But the grow lights give a bit of extra light, especially when it's overcast or rainy days, especially for this time of year. And then I have a little table here that we also sit and have our breakfast on. If we don't have much room left for us, obviously, because the plants come first. But I'll show you what's on the table first of all. Now we have here, this is Hans's very, very old ZZ plant. As he's had for many, many years. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plant there as well, and new sort of fresh leaves growing on it. As I say, it's winter time, so the plants, even the house plants, are pretty much dormant. But there is still things, you do still see some growth coming on them, which is good. But that's doing well. This is here we have two pots of Begonia Alba picta again. These are more cuttings that we've rooted. As I say, the little tiny little spots on the leaves. Absolutely gorgeous. And as I say, this is actually in flower as well. The flowers with begonias are nothing to really scream about. They're not like orchid or cactus flowers, but they're still pretty. It's always lovely to see flowers at this time of year, and that's really nice. And then here I have a collection of some more Chlorophytum spider plants. I have my three big ones in my office upstairs, but these are all sort of little different ones. This is the Chlorophytum Bonnie, the one that has the lovely little curly leaves. This one is the all green one. Another all green one. This is one I've grown from seed that we got from our friend Alex in Philadelphia. So from seed. So hi Alex, if you're watching this, these are the lovely seeds you gave us, and they're doing really well there, the little seedlings. And some more little all green Chlorophytum spider plant as well. And here on the bottom shelf we have a selection of many different house plants. At the back here I've got my Phalaenopsises here, my phals, a few different types, different flowering phals here. And they're pretty much overwintering now at the moment, but they're still doing really well. And there's a little cakey there as well on there, so that's exciting to see. And then here, this I want to give a wonderful shout out to my wonderful friend Laura Brown. Laura, if you're watching this, she was amazing because she was able to ID this beautiful, beautiful plant for us, because we didn't know what the ID was. There's a few similar ones online, but it wasn't exact. Anyway, Laura went out of her way and asked a few of her friends and that if she could ID this, and I got an ID, so thank you, Laura, for IDing this. This one, as I say here, is Aglonema commudatum. I think I've said that right, but I'll put the word going across the screen. I'm hopeless at pronouncing. But Laura, thank you so much for IDing this beauty. Now it's got a little name now. And then here we have a Clivia that was given to us from our wonderful friend Olga from Olga's Dreamland. That's doing really well. And then we have some more these Traduscantias. Mostly at the top here we have our Tradoscantias, all different varieties. But I'm just going to come around here so to make a better filming of it there. This is a very large Traduscantia here, and it's got seed pods forming there, which is very exciting. Another begonia, this is Begonia size Mori, and it is coming into bud as well. This is an absolutely beautiful begonia, and this was also gifted to me as a small plant from my wonderful friend Rachel at Gardening at Douentza. I'm sure a lot of you are very, very familiar with Rachel, and happy to say this plant is thriving here. It does really well, gets plenty of light from the window coming over, and also additional light from the grow lights as well onto it. This is the one that has a beautiful little hairy leaves as well. It's gorgeous. And another one, this more of the Tradoscantia here as well. And I'm not going to, it'd be too much for me to explain all the names, because I sometimes find I can't remember all the names of the individual ones. But if you want to know a specific plant, then just let me know. Leave a comment down below what part of the video, and I'll get you the correct ID. I'll let you know. It's just too much for me to write all the text going all across for every single plant I've got. Now I'm going to get up on the stall again and show you the top shelf. So here we go. Now here we've got some ferns here. This is like one of our staghorn type of ferns, and another one here as well has the lovely hairy rhizomes. As you can see, they seem to be doing really, really well. Another one, another fern here. This one is one of our Dahlias. We've got about another Dahlia as well in our living room, which I'll show you in another video when I do the living room update. I said this is part one. There's going to be more parts to this, the whole update with the houseplants, because there's so many. And another Traduscantia here. Some more of the Traduscantia. They're great because they make lovely hanging baskets, and they're perfect down here because they just hang down. And another big, very large Traduscantia. This one here is one of the lovely variegated Traduscantias. It's a lovely green and pink variegation. It's absolutely beautiful. As you can see there, it's really, really lovely. This one here is a Callan Magic Bells, and it was in bloom, but sadly this is one of the ones that do die after they're flowering. But I've got some little plantlets that I'm propagating up in the grow room, so the plant will live on in that way. People often say with the mother of thousands type of plants, do they die after flowering? Well, some do and some don't. I've got some mother of thousands plants I've had for about 6 years, and they've never died. They flower, and then they prune them back and they come back again. But this particular one, from what I've heard, is the Calico Magic Bells, and this one does die back after flowering, so it's important to save plantlets so the plant lives on in that way. So that's that. And then I'm just going to go, I'll get the chair and move on to the other side to show you the other side. Just mention these grow lights. These have been great, I have to say. They're brilliant in the winter to give that extra bit of light onto the plants. As I said, that's that lovely variegated pink Traduscantia there. And this one is our very, very long Traduscantia that just trails down. Absolutely beautiful. And here more Traduscantia. It's a Traduscantia zebra, very common house plant. And I love the sort of lovely stripy, lovely stripes go with it. The lovely deep plum colour as well. I say this comes around all the way down, hangs all the way down here. Beautiful, 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 beautiful plant. Absolutely gorgeous. And here this is another little miniature green Traduscantia, miniature leaves. And here another Traduscantia here. This one is also very common. Look at that, guys. It just hangs all the way down there. It seems to be thriving. And then to finish it off, we've got some more of the Scheffleras, commonly known as the umbrella plant here, the variegated ones. These are cuttings from the big mother plant I showed you, which is there. And that's it. That's pretty much everything here. And as you can see, there's a lot of plants in the kitchen alone. That's why I'm having to do this house plant update in 4, possibly even 5 different videos, because it would just be way too long for everyone to sit and watch it all in one big video. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you want to know a bit more on how to grow and care for cacti and succulents, as well as some houseplants, then do check out my website. So do check out my YouTube channel. Do please subscribe, and also check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com. I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power from across the Emerald Isle. And until my next video, bye. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video for part 2, and that's going to be my grow room.